Hi everyone, this is Kyla, and we will be talking about gender, politics, and power.
So first, we will be defining what is gender, politics, and power. Gender. It is the differentiated roles, behavior, capacities, and intellectual, emotional, and social characteristics attributed by a given culture to women and men. It is also based on how people see themselves and on their tendency to act along either the masculine or the feminine line. Politics. It is a set of activities that are associated with making decisions in groups or other forms of power relations between individuals. And lastly, power. It is the capacity of an individual to influence the actions, beliefs, or conducts of others. So we will be first watching a video about gender and power.
Miranda Priestley's the editor-in-chief of Runway.
So you don't read Runway?
No, not to mention a legend.
And before today, you'd never heard of me?
No. You work a year for her, and you can get a job at any magazine you want.
You have no style or sense of fashion. No. That wasn't a question.
You got a job at a fashion magazine? What was it, a phone interview?
Who is that? Are we doing a before and after piece I don't know about?
In the world of high fashion,
There you are, Emily.
Actually, it's Andy. My name is Andy.
A million girls would kill for this job.
Is there some reason that my coffee isn't here? Did she go to Rwanda for the beans or something?
where so much is at stake,
I need 10 or 15 skirts.
Goodbye!
Hello? Where are my eggs? Lingerie.
She is vicious.
Andy Sachs is about to discover
She hates me, Nigel. There's a way that you can help me.
Little Crisco and some fishing line, and we're in business.
it's not just about what you wear,
What do you think?
Andy, you look so chic.
You look so thin.
Do I? Just one stomach flew away from my goal weight.
it's about who you are.
Nate.
got it.
Let me talk to her.
No, the phone. I'm leaving right now.
Do you know why I hired you? I see a great deal of myself in you.
The person whose calls you always take, that's the relationship you're in.
Let me know when your whole life goes up in smoke. That means it's time for a promotion.
People think that success just happens to you. It doesn't. You want this life? The decision's yours.
The Devil Wears Prada.
So the video, it talks about a movie called The Devil Wears Prada, which depicts female power in career, love, and friendship relationships. So the narrative of The Devil Wears Prada revolves around women. The main characters are also women, and also the main sub-characters. They are women who are comfortable in using power. So the female characters are dominantly viewed and their roles as career women who use power effectively in the workplace. The Devil Wears Prada offers working women a strong role model in the character of Miranda. So we can see how Miranda expresses female power and evokes power with every verbal and nonverbal action. Just like how she dresses herself, how she brings herself, how she talks to her employees and stuff. She creates the aura of power. Her gaze is also confident and direct. The movie also presents a view that women like Miranda do not have to be nice when using power. According to Wolf, 1994, women shy away from expressing power because they want to be perceived as being nice. A woman is entitled to define herself, express her beliefs, and make her own life. The movie also symbolizes two different societal models of female power. Miranda wants power and she is not afraid to succeed, while Andrea represents the struggle many women face. She wants to succeed, but she is afraid of claiming power and recognition. So Miranda is actually a power feminist. It is okay for women to have power and use power. Women do not have to be nice in order to use power and to be successful. So next is gender and power now. Gender shapes power from the private relationships of the household to the highest levels of political decision making. This means that it calls for development practitioners to place power at the center of their efforts and to think and work politically. So, gender and power have six intimate links. The first three are gender divides power, gender relations are power relations, and the family is an arena of power and politics. For gender divides power, it is the inequalities between men and women who are one of the most persistent patterns in the distribution of power. Second, gender relations are power relations. Often, what it means to be a woman is to be powerless, which is to be quiet, obedient, and accommodating. A real man is powerful, which is being outspoken, in control, and able to impose his will, particularly in relation to women. These gender roles tend to perpetuate the power inequalities that they are based on. Next, the family is an arena of power and politics. Power dynamics in families and households interact with those in public sphere in shaping development outcomes. For example, in Sri Lanka, increased female employment and access to resources challenge power relations between men and women in households and often led conflict in families. The last three are gender shapes power inequalities based on other divisions such as class and ethnicity. Gender shapes institutions and how they affect the distribution of power, and gender shapes how we understand what the power is in the first place. So, for gender shapes power inequalities based on other divisions, it is about how a power analysis is revealed that almost all women and parliamentarians were related to male politicians from powerful political families. So there is inequality between how you are achieving power with regards to what level you are in the politics and what is your class and your ethnicity. Next is gender shapes institutions and how they affect the distribution of power. Most political and economic institutions, historically dominated by men, are tailored to be men's experience. They idealize masculine forms of behavior and rely on men's power over women. So, these institutions tend to lock in two types of power, which are men's power over men and the power of the most masculine men over everyone. Power is distributed most to men because they have this masculine form, and as what they said, the political and economic institutions are really dominated by men before. And the last is that gender shapes how we understand what power is in the first place. So the widely accepted definition of power is getting someone else to do what you want them to do. Women, particularly in their social assigned roles of wife and mother, may more often understand themselves as being in continuity with the people around them rather than in opposition. They often aim to build capacity in others rather than to dominate. This would suggest an alternate idea of power, which is the capacity to transform and empower yourself and others. Gender and power are intrinsically linked. Understanding this can help us understand both concepts better and creates the opportunity for more political smart development. Women in Power and Politics. The number of women in parliament worldwide has doubled in the years since the implementation of the Beijing Platform for Action, or the BPFA. The BPFA prioritizes women and men's equal access to quality education, as education is viewed as a key to helping people achieve their full potential. It also highlights the importance of investing in formal and non-formal education. Women compose only 22% of the parliament today, and globally, 143 of 195 countries have constitutional provisions to ensure gender equality. The Philippines made it to the top 10 countries in the World Economic Forum Global Gender Gap Index for 2015. It has risen from 13th place to 7th of the 142 countries surveyed in terms of gender equality. During the 2016 elections, it was able to show that 28,052,138 were registered voters, which were female, while only 26,311,706 were males. And during the 2013 elections, it showed that 25% who are elected for the Senate and 27% who are elected for the House of Representatives were women. So this table is about the comparative statistics of candidates by sex from 2001 to 2013. So we can see here the election year, the percentage of male candidates, the percentage of female candidates, the percentage of male candidates elected, the percentage of female candidates elected. So these are the years ranging from 2001, 2004, 2007, 2010, and 2013. So we can see here that the male are having a high percentage compared to women. But during 2001, they have a 84.59 percentage, but on 2013, they only have 81.89. The percentage decreased from 2001 to 2013. As for the female, it started with 15.40 in 2001, and then for 2013, it went up to 17.82%, which means that the percentage of female candidates and the percentage of female candidates elected are both rising. Despite the Philippines getting high marks for women's political involvement, women in power still make up less than half of those elected. So from that data, from the table, it can be concluded that gender equality in decision making still has a long way to go. Some issues that hamper women's participation in the elections involve sex role stereotypes and gendered assumptions. Women in the political sphere deal with multiple burdens of their own political career and taking care of their families. Because of women in politics are stereotyped by their roles, Filipino voters often look for someone who is aggressive and assertive. Moreover, women in positions of power may not even prioritize women's issues.
So that's it for my discussion, and these are my sources. Listen to the next discussion, which is about gender and media.